What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Hey man, before we get into anything in this video, make sure that you like and share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get all updates. Hit the post notification bell. All right, y'all, let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all doing good. We're gonna get into this whole DJ Vlad Scarlett thing going on. It's a viral video going on of Scarlett talking about all of the different record labels that have been reaching out to her, offering her deals. For those that don't know who Scarlett is, she's a hardcore New York rapper. She's been on the scene for a little bit now. She has a couple viral clips that have gone crazy. We see Swiss Beats, Busta Rhymes, Jadakiss, and different artists like that come from the 90s that are getting behind her. Some people are even comparing her to the likes of DMX, which I think is blasphemous. But, you know, she's got a really rugged style. She kind of raps over these hard beats, like these hard Swiss Beats, Jalil Beats type of tracks. You know what I'm saying? So she's not really on the drill scene as much. She kind of raps over traditional hip hop rap beats. And she has this real rugged, rough New York style that harkens back to the Onyx, the D-Blocks. I wouldn't say that she's the best lyricist. I wouldn't say that her rhymes are that crazy. She can rap. But for me, I don't really catch that feeling. I don't get that nostalgic vibe when I listen to her. But for everybody that likes her like that, more power to you, and much more power to Scarlett as a person, as an artist. I'm not here to disparage you.
Yo, could you believe, this record label going to try to offer me $100,000 to sign? $100,000? You going to keep me in the hood. I'm trying to get out the hood. Y'all got all that money. Oh, these record labels got all these billions of dollars, and you can't give me $1 million out of the billions? I'll be back next time. But they never played with me like that again. Somebody offered $100,000. Somebody offered $250,000. Then now somebody offered $800,000. And we just gotta keep it going, man. Gotta raise the bar and raise the price up.
Hey, listen, right now you're buzzing and you got a lot of cosigns and there's songs that are reacting and going viral. Just tax them as hard as you can right now. You know what I mean? Get as big of a bag as you can. And really, but more importantly, just try to find the right situation, because ultimately all these dollar amounts are all loans, right? It's not like they're really giving it to you in your pocket. They're saying, okay, we're going to give you $1 million, but you have to earn that back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really kind of like a bank. Like, okay, we're going to give you this $1 million, we're going to give you this budget and blah, 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 but you got to earn it all back until you see any profit after that, which is the whole point. You don't want that $1 million to be the last amount of money.
So wait, you don't keep the money they give you?
Not exactly. Not exactly. They'll give you, if they say it's $1 million deal, they'll say, okay, you get a certain amount of money up front, but then we're going to budget $1 million for your project, meaning that 200,000 might come from, your promo tour. Like the label's going to have to pay for all that. Your hair and makeup. A female rapper is expensive. So, your stylist and your makeup artist, the label's paying for that, but you're really paying for it yourself, right?
Oh,
but they're going to lend you the money up front. They're going to say, this is part of your $1 million deal. But, this amount will go to your makeup artist. This amount will go to your stylist. This amount will go to your travel. This amount will go to the promo. This amount will go for your studio time. And, the whole point is that you want to sell a project that makes 2 or 3 million.
Right.
That ultimately, after you earn back that $1 million, then you'll have some profit at the end. But
Vlad responds and lets her know a little bit more about the mechanics of the actual record business, trying to drop some knowledge on her. And he basically goes into his spiel saying that record labels are kind of like banks. They're loaning you money. You have to pay that money back. There's a lot more that goes into your actual budget as an artist than just getting an advance. That money is not all allotted to your personal bank account. All of these different things, right? But one thing that definitely is catching people and is becoming a talking point is the bank loan element. There's a lot of people that are trying to break this stuff down. They're saying that record labels are not like banks. They're not like loans. It's two totally different types of advancements that are happening. I want to just go out on a limb and say, with a little bit more evaluation, I agree that labels are not exactly banks. It's not exactly bank loans, right? Now, what the labels do have access to are actual banks and loans, right? They're not necessarily paying everybody out of their own business banking account. They're not going to go cash out their own 500,000 or whatever the case may be. Due to them being around, due to them having, long-standing history of making a lot of money, they can go get X amount of dollars from a bank and then they'll have to pay that money back. But they're not necessarily putting that responsibility on you. They're acting almost like a sponsor in your case, right? Because what a sponsor does, different from a record label, is they're going to front you money. They're going to give you a budget. They're going to have certain benchmarks that need to be met on your end, right? You're going to have certain deliverables. In the case of a event sponsorship or whatever, you're going to have to make X amount of posts on social media. You're going to have to try to sell X amount of tickets to recoup the investment that they put into you. And it's not necessarily going to be your responsibility to pay them back if you don't meet those benchmarks, right? But they can hold certain things against you. They can say that you got to pay them back, or they would just stop doing business with you in terms of a standard sponsorship. Now, of course, that's an oversimplification. Record labels do have a little bit more reins on you. They do actually go out of their way to make trademarks, make copyrights on your behalf if you're not already actively doing those things. So it does get a little bit deeper, but the bank doesn't necessarily do these things either. If you go to a bank right now and try to get financed for something that you're trying to do in a creative endeavor, if they decide that you're eligible and they're going to give you X amount of dollars, they're not going to claim your name, image, likeness. They're not going to go out and trademark you. They're not going to go file LLCs on your behalf. They're not going to go do all of these different things and try to claim on those just because you didn't pay them back. They're just going to affect your credit. They're going to try to report you. They're going to report losses to taxes. You know what I'm saying? And they may have to garnish your wages or do whatever the fuck they got to do to claim assets on your behalf. But there's still some things that they don't have access to, right? They're not just going to claim your business as theirs because you couldn't do it. Or they're not going to claim, they're not going to seize your music off streaming platforms. So it's a bit different. Honestly, I feel like record labels and the money in music business, as far as these companies are concerned, they're in their own class of a financial institution, right? There's pretty much no other financial institution that works like these labels. No matter which side of the spectrum you're on, you're destined to make an oversimplification on what they're doing, because no other business really functions in the same way. Now, for my independent artists, anybody out there that's looking at people like Scarlett, here's what I will tell you, right? Because honestly, I fall into the group of people that say you don't need a record label to find success today. I'm not the person that's going to say social media is going to be your saving grace. I'm not going to tell you that going viral is going to be your saving grace. I don't particularly believe that playlisting and streaming is going to be your saving grace. I live by the tried and true method that you need to form a music-based business to survive. What is a music-based business? The first thing I would say is start putting out music. Put out really good music that's going to capture people's attention. Make sure that it represents you. Make sure that you have some sort of brand. You don't have to have the entire thing mapped out. Maybe your first round of 5 to 10 songs should be based on certain themes that are important to you or things that you want to get across to people, right? Then you start filming content. Film yourself in the studio. Do a couple social media videos in vertical format, right? Instead of paying for a music video. See how those things perform. Start following people in your business that are actually making moves on the business side. Stop trying to follow different artists. Following other artists ain't really going to help you. I'm telling you, because I was in that race. It didn't work. Some people it does, most people it don't. This is just to get you started. You're going to need content. So when you have this music out, I would say start offering songwriting services as soon as you have samples that you can provide. There's so many different artists out here that can't rap a lick, but they want to be performing artists. You could be writing their songs. You could be getting whatever you decide to charge them for each song. You could start out charging people $50 a pop, $75, $100, $150, $200, $250, $500, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You could work out deals to say, hey, you're going to give me X amount up front, and then I just want a little bit of a percentage on the back end. I don't want nothing off your streaming. Just help me with the publishing. Cool. You could be writing songs for small businesses. You could be writing songs for podcasts. You could be writing songs for YouTube channels, game streamers. All of these different people and places need music. I'm telling you from experience, I've been doing this. This is what keeps my lights on in here. In the midst of that, start doing shows. Make sure that you have your PRO set up. You're going to need your PRO set up. You're going to need to be registering every song that you create. If you have those 5 songs, make sure they're registered. Make sure your producers are properly credited. Make sure everything is intact so that when you go to these venues and start performing in front of people, you can actually collect royalties on performances. Even if the venue does not pay you, even if the promoter does not pay you, if they do, that's great. If they don't, you need to get paid anyway on the back end. Once you're done doing your show, you go home, you log into BMI or ASCAP, whichever one you're signed up on, register the date, the venue, the location, how many people were in attendance. They may ask you for the name of the promoter. You're going to tell them every song that you performed. I don't care if you performed 1 song, 2 songs, or 10 songs. You put all of them in there and tell them that's your set list. You submit all of this information. Within the next 4 to 6 months, you will receive royalties on those performances. This is one of the ways that you can actually get compensated. It's not going to be huge payments, but the whole purpose of having a music-based business is to start formatting multiple streams of income that you can create so that you can build your own budget. Right now, I'm giving y'all a lot of free game that I would generally be charging people for. I do consultations with artists and give them this information, but since we're on the subject, I want to be thorough. I don't want to have to repeat myself too many more times. All right, you got 5 songs out, you're performing it, you're getting royalties on it, you're building a little business for yourself, you're building your social media presence. Next thing I want you to do is lock in with a producer, somebody that is transparent with you, somebody that's not going to be sampling, somebody that's not using samples off of online or people emailing them shit because nobody really knows where this stuff is being created or where it's coming from. Get you a producer that's making 100% original beats, right? Y'all come together, create another 4 or 5 songs. And what y'all are going to do is start looking into sync licensing. Start just Googling anything you can find about sync licensing, right? Look up all the different companies that you can submit music to and look out for non-exclusive libraries. A non-exclusive library will represent your music without taking ownership of it. And they will pitch your songs for TV shows, movies, short films, advertisements, potential trailers, etc. Being with the non-exclusive library will also give you the right to put those songs out on streaming platforms. So whenever you end up getting one of your songs placed, it'll already be out on social media. It'll already be out on all the DSPs. So if a person likes your song when it gets played in the new Expendables 4 movie, they can Shazam it while they're watching it and get taken directly to your song, right? Now, as you move forward, you may be like, these non-exclusive places ain't really doing it for me. One place that I highly suggest is Crucial Music. That's all I'm going to give y'all on that end. Look into them. But as you move forward, you may have to start working with publishers, have to start working with exclusive places because they have a little bit more opportunity. They have a higher ceiling of opportunity for your work. Start looking into the exclusive companies. But the back end on an exclusive is they're going to retain a level of ownership over your music, which means that you won't be able to put it out, but you'll be able to get paid off of it. And you're probably going to get paid off of it more because they're going to be able to find more opportunities for your songs. At that point, you're going to have to start differentiating what you're willing to put out for yourself and what you're willing to give away or sign over to another company. Quick tip, these exclusive companies are not signing you as an artist. They're just adding select songs to their catalogs. For an artist like Scarlett, all of these things would build her up to a level where she would never need a record label. These are systems that you can duplicate over and over again until the end of time because you have a skill set that people are coming to you directly for. And the more notoriety you have, the more of a following you have, the more you can demand in your pricing. So if y'all don't take nothing else away from none of my videos, take this away. Stop looking for somebody to discover you. Start putting the work in. Start building your music-based business, okay? Yes, you want to be an artist. Yes, you want to be a musician. And I just gave you probably 5-6 different ways that you can do that while also building your profile so that you can try to get booked. Because the more credentials you have, if you're aligning yourself, you got a Sprite commercial, you got a song on Issa Rae's new project, you got a song here and there. More people are going to take you serious and want to work with you because they're going to have well-known brand association next to your name that other artists in your community that are competing for the same attention don't have. Again, I'm telling y'all from experience. June 25th, I'm doing a show in Atlanta with NPR and Tiny Desk. All I did was submit to a show. They're coming out here. I got all these different placements. So now I'm able to utilize all of the different press, all of the different things that I've had going on to serve, building a community, to now I could tell people about it, and it's going to amplify everything else that I have going on. I don't really talk about all this stuff on my channel, but I ain't just your average Joe with this rap shit. Anybody that wants to do a consultation with me, you can visit my website, pengameelite.com. There's more information about what I'm talking about at the end of this video. I do a bumper at the end of every piece of content on my channel. Y'all can check that out. But visit pengameelite.com for more info. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. I hope somebody out there learned something. I dropped a lot of jewels in this video. And if you actually just apply 2 hours into what I just told you to like really lock in and start learning about these different platforms that I told you about, if you're good, if you're genuinely talented, you could change your life in a year. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the content. Make sure that you're liking and sharing these videos. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so you get all updates. For all of my artists, my artist managers, songwriters, producers, etc. If you need a little bit of extra help with your career, man, make sure that you visit pengameelite.com, okay? That's my website and my community for all upcoming rising music creators. I got 2 books on there, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2. They're going to give you a lot of insights into the music industry, how to monetize your career, how I make my money off of music, because I am a full-time artist outside of doing YouTube videos. If you need some direct help, you can also book a consultation with me on the Pen Game Elite website. And I also have a Pen Game Elite membership. The free tier gives you access to all of these videos that I post on YouTube and a community of people where you can engage. But I do have the membership plus, okay? You can join that for $50 a month or $500 a year. And I will actually go in and do all of the grunt work for you. If you're not registering your songs on your PROs, if you're not with Song Trust or the MLC, if all your collection agencies and all of that stuff are not up to par or up to date, I will go in there and update all of that for you. If you need help uploading your music to a distributor like DistroKid, United Masters, etc., and you've been making mistakes, you've been claiming content ID on material that you really don't own, hey man, stop stealing people's money. If you do this stuff the right way, you're gonna make it anyway, okay? You can join the membership plus, and again, I will do the work for you, and you're gonna get a free consultation every month just for joining. You're also gonna get the 2 books for free soon as you join the membership plus. All right, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.